as you're ready, coming into a comfortable seat, whether that's on the floor or on a chair. If you're sitting on the floor, you can sit cross-legged, or you might prefer to come around to kneeling. And if you feel like you would like a little more support, it can be a great idea to bring something in underneath the bottom, whether that's a pillow or you've got a yoga block or something like that. So if you're kneeling, you can sit it between the feet. Or if you're sitting cross-legged, it can go just underneath your bottom with the legs in front. So however you're sitting, I encourage you to just find that comfortable seat. Come into stillness, and we can bring the eyes down in front or gently close them. Starting with a little bit of a pause and that break between everything that's come up until this point. Noticing our body weight shifting downwards into the mat, into the chair, into the floor. See if we can soften the body weight down a little more, feeling the hips, the legs, the feet settling downwards here. From this really stable, steady seat underneath us, see if we can lengthen up through the spine a little here, drawing that top back part of the head up tall, as if we could create more space in between each vertebra. So with this solid seat underneath us, the crown drawing up tall, see if we can bring our attention to our breath. Air gently coming in and out of the nose. You might even start to notice a little bit of movement in the belly. You can keep your hands wherever they are, wherever's comfortable, or you might like to bring the hands on top of the belly, noticing that subtle movement. Each time you breathe in, the lungs filling up, the belly pushing out. Each time you breathe out, the lungs emptying, the belly gently drawing in again. Taking a moment with that smooth, steady breath. And we want to use this breath as we move to give us a really good gauge of how our body is travelling. So in any given pose, in any given movement, we want to be able to breathe smoothly and steadily. And if you find that's not the case, you might need to ease back a little bit. Or you might need to find an alternative, whether that's a comfortable resting pose or one of the previous poses, something that allows you to breathe smoothly and steadily. Taking one more breath here. And we'll gently open the eyes. And we'll start with some side bends. So placing the left hand down either on the floor or on the side of the chair next to you. Breathing in will lift up the right arm. And then as we breathe out, tipping up and over, reaching long with that arm, bending a little into the supporting arm underneath you. And you can bring that gaze to wherever feels most comfortable, whether that's down at the bottom hand, straight ahead, or up under the top arm. Noticing where feels best for your neck, and then staying for 2 more breaths. And then with our next inhale, we'll come back up to center, and we'll swap over. So the right hand coming down, the left hand coming up. Inhale, we reach that arm, and then with the exhale, finding that side bend on this side. And again, checking in with the neck, finding that best place for the gaze. Not being afraid to change it as you go along. If you settle in for a breath and find actually that's not that comfortable, try a different option, see how that feels with the breath, with the body. We'll stay for 2 more breaths. And breathing in, we'll come up to center. We're going to move side to side. So each inhale brings us up, and each exhale takes us over to the side. So we're trying to create that slow, steady movement with that slow, steady breath. You might move a little faster or a little slower than I do. Remember, that's okay. It's about finding our own rhythm. Taking one more to each side, one more to the left, and then the right. And then we'll come up tall. Finding that tall seat again. So like we did with our eyes closed at the start, finding that height through the spine. We're going to take the left hand around behind us, either on the chair or the floor behind us. And that right arm comes across the body and holds either the outside of the knee or the outside of the thigh. So breathing in, we lengthen up tall. Breathing out, drawing us around into a twist here. We've still got the hips heavily on the floor, on the mat, on the chair. We're twisting through the belly, through the chest, the shoulders, and then finding that comfortable place for the gaze. We'll take one more breath here. Then with that inhale, bring the head around, the exhale, unraveling, coming over to the other side. So the right hand goes around, the left hand across the body. Breathing in, we draw up tall. Breathing out, finding that twist, taking that gaze around to whatever point feels right and comfortable for your neck. Checking in with that smooth, steady breath, knowing we can ease off in the twist if that breath is a little strained. 2 more breaths here. And then inhale back to center, exhale, unravel. So we've taken our spine side to side, that side bending action. We've gone in a twisting action. So now we're going to do a forwards and backwards bending. So I'm going to show you a seated option first, and then just transfer it onto all fours, because some people might prefer that if you're working on the floor. So from seated, we can bring our hands over our kneecaps, and we're going to move with our breath. So as we breathe in, we're going to pull the belly to the spine, draw the back away behind us, pulling the arms straight and tucking the chin. As we breathe out, we come the other way, so the chest comes forward, the belly comes forward, the shoulders draw back. Finding that bending, that stretching through the front of the body. So breathing out, coming back. Breathing in, coming forwards. Taking a couple more rounds with your breath. You can continue with that seated option, or you might prefer to come over to all fours. Find an option with the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Breathing in, drawing the belly to the spine, arching up tall, pushing into the floor. And then breathing out, the belly draws down, the chest comes forwards. You might take the gaze a little forwards, but we still want some length through the back of the neck, so being gentle there. Taking about 3 more rounds, whether you're seated or on all fours. And then finishing off this last round. If you've gone to all fours, finding your way back to that comfortable seat. Again, letting the hands rest wherever's comfortable. Taking a pause, you might bring the eyes down or perhaps closed. Taking a moment to tune into your body to notice how things feel right in this moment. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. Just feeling into that movement, noticing the gentle coming and going of the breath.